First of all, let's go to a little bit of geomarketing. Geomarketing is a technology. No, it's a way of approaching the problem that in the last, let's say, 15 years has been used a lot in the US, in Europe. Last time I was there in India, I saw that there were experiences of use of geomarketing, but not so many. Before going to geomarketing, I would like to show you something, show you a video. Now let's see if I can share the video, the audio, and so on. So now I present a tab with audio, which is this. Okay, now you should see my video. Stop. But the audio, it's useless because it's Italian, so I will describe it. So this is a video of a very famous 1-minute video or part of a very famous Italian film where a very famous actor is a doctor and wants to open his office and has to decide where to open it. This is I think 1965, 1960s. So it's 50 years ago, approximately 50 years ago. So what are they doing? Take a look to the video. So they open a map. They have he's from Rome, and so they are opening the map of Rome. Then they have a book with all the doctors, with the address of all the doctors of Rome. And what are they doing? Now they go through the book, one by one address, and they insert a symbol on the map in all the addresses. So what's happening? At the end of this work, they will have a map with all the doctors' offices, let's say, and of Rome, and so they can choose the area which is not covered, and the area which is not covered is this one. And this area is very interesting, that they say, because there are lots of people living, medium average income, working for the public administration, and so good, let's say, users, good opportunity for the opening of a doctor. So you see, this is the area. Okay, this is I usually use this video because it is exactly what it is 50 years ago, what geomarketing is now. So they have map, which is not anymore paper, but which is digital. They have database, which is not anymore a book, but which is a file, a database. They have a geocoding tool, which is the person signing on the map, inserting on the map the X for each address, while now we have tools that automatically, you write an address, automatically it inserts the address on the map. And then they have socioeconomic information, so they buy information or they know information. The fact that that area is composed by a certain type of population is something that now you can do, because you buy or you collect or you download a database of socioeconomic data from your census offices, and you can see where certain kind of families of people of income are living, and you can decide where to apply a certain marketing strategy to make them become your customer. So this is how things have changed, but the philosophy is the same. So the tools have changed, and the tools are continuously changing, but the philosophy, the expert in suggesting how to open a doctor, the doctor place in Rome, have the same experience now that could have had 50 years ago. The tools are different, but the way, the decision process is the same. Okay, so this is one of the things I wanted you to have clear. And then another thing, let's say, website that I suggest you to spend some time on is this one. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. First of all, I open the portal and then share the screen. Okay, so share a tab, geospatial. I don't know how many of you have ever seen this website, which is Geospatial Revolution from Penn State University. It is a very interesting website. The interesting thing is that it was developed 10 years ago. It is organized in episodes. Each episode, origin of mapping and geospatial technologies, crisis mapping in disaster. Episode 2, application for efficient delivery, government and business, future development and application. Episode 3, usage of brokering peace, waging war and fighting crime implication. And 4 is monitoring global climate change, preventing, tracking disease, mapping communities. The video is usually, I think, 15 minutes. So they are 4 videos of 15 minutes each.
I think our investments improve the way that we perform our work as a city government.
Let's see.
It just makes good business sense.
Geospatial technology allows us to turn data into knowledge. When you have 60,000 drivers, if I can just reduce 1 mile per driver per day, that's more than 20 million miles a year. That's tires that aren't being wasted. That's 2 million gallons of fuel. That's 20,000 metric tons of carbon not going into the air. If I can just save 1 mile. We spend about $1 billion a year on technology to make that happen.
Okay, I would like and I suggest you to go through this website time and spend 4 times 15 minutes, so 1 hour, to see and to understand what they are talking about. And you will see that 10 years, this website is incredible because 10 years ago, they were describing things that in the last couple of years are used. So they really were in advance with their ideas and way of thinking of 10 years. I would like to ask you to go through these videos when you will have time, not during the lessons, of course. And I'm telling you an interesting thing that could be interesting for you, because as I told you, this website, this website has been developed by Penn State University. And I work with Penn State University, and it was planned a course on geotechnology this summer, last summer in Udine, where they told me we would like to add a new chapter to the Geospatial Revolution website. So we were using that course. Professors from Penn State were coming to Udine to teach. We were inviting students and professors from all over the world. And the idea of Penn State was we will use that week in order to create new chapters of the Geospatial Revolution, let's say, portal. Why it could be interesting for you? Because due to COVID problems, we have not done that course, and it is postponed, hopefully, to next year, I think September, October, November. And it could be an option also for you. So if some of you are interested, I was in January, the course should have been in July. And in January, February, I was about to start inviting people. And of course, I was about to invite people from CEPT University that I know, because I think it was a very interesting opportunity. And next year could be also an opportunity for you if you have some grants or if you have some opportunity to move. This could be an option, okay? But anyway, that of course now we know each other, and I will surely let you know and let your professor know about this. But what I'm asking you is that during this week, you spend an hour to take a look to this website. Then, what will I will describe you now. Let me share the screen once more. I will describe you now the tools that we will be using, that I will be using for my lessons. So for my lessons, I will use Google My Maps and Tableau. Let's start from Tableau. You will find here the link to download it. It is free, so you can download it and use it for free. You just need, when you are downloading, to insert an email and to register with an email, with your email, but then it will be for free. Don't do it now. Don't do it while I'm doing. We will have time to work together. In this moment, I want to share with you very quickly a few samples on how Tableau can be used, on how we will use Tableau. So take a look to what I'm doing. Don't try to do it now, because we don't need it. We will have time to do it later. This application is very easy to use, and I use it very often. It's not a GIS, it's not QGIS or ArcGIS and so on. It has not thousands of functions to geocode data, to geocode maps, to analyze networks, to optimize routes, and so on. You will do this with Professor Raval later in the next days, but as I told you before, it's not the focus. I will use this because it's very easy. It's not it can be used also from people without any knowledge of GIS, but I will use it to explain you how to use attributes, how you can create new attributes, what does it mean to normalize attributes, and so on. So I need this in order to have a quick way to represent data and to create thematic maps. I give you a sample. I have some data that I will share with you on data. Okay, for example, this, I make you an example in Italy and a sample in India. So this is a database, a file, Excel file that I downloaded from the census in Italy, which is talking about rapine. What is, how would you translate rapine? Give me a second. Robberies. So when someone is stealing, robbery, yeah. So when someone is stealing something from you, and this is for each region of Italy. These are the names of the regions of Italy. The number of robberies per 100,000 inhabitants. So in 2004, there were 90 robberies, 90.5 robberies in region Piemonte per every 100,000 inhabitants. And this is the historical for this information. So we have from 2004 to 2019, the historical data, 2018, the historical data for each region. These data are called metadata. So you will have your metadata of all the databases that you will download. And the metadata are very important because if you take away this information and you just use this, you will say, if you download this database of robberies, you will say, okay, in 2004, there were 90.5 robberies in Piemonte. Why? Because you have not been going through the metadata, and they were saying that this is the number of robberies per 100,000 inhabitants. So if Piemonte have 10 millions of inhabitants, then this means that this is in Piemonte in 2004, there were 9,000 robberies, not 90 robberies, because 100 to 10 millions is 100 times, 90 to 9,000 is 100 times. So it's very important that when you search for data and when you download data, you also download and read with attention all the metadata, because the metadata are giving you information on the data. And if you don't use the metadata, or if you don't understand correctly the metadata, you could do great mistakes in your analysis, okay? So I close this file. I open Tableau. And one of the things that you can import in Tableau, together with other types of files, is Excel file. So I go to Excel file, I go to robberies, and here I have inside Tableau the robberies. Can you see my screen well? Is it too little? I cannot modify it. Okay. So the first problem is Tableau has its own map. It's like Google, which has its own map when you open it. We have a file, we have a database. If we want to see this data on the map, we need to tell Tableau which is the field that contains the geographic information. In this case, for this file, the field which contains the geographic information is the one containing the name of the region. There are no coordinates, there are no postal codes, there is nothing, there is only the name of the region. Okay, so there is an option here where you can say geographic rule of this column, and in this case, the geographic rule is country region. Okay, now this is country region of Italy, and if I go here, don't worry about the steps that I'm doing, because we will do 100 times, so you will learn them. But now it's important that you understand the way to use this tool and what it is doing. So it's easy to import an Excel file. You have to tell Tableau which is the geographic, where is the geographic information. And once you have the geographic information, you can bring the geographic. Give me a second. Because he doesn't understand. Let me 1 second try to, okay. So now, as you have seen, I do it once more. I take the field which has the geographic information on top of the map, and automatically he matches the name of the region in the Excel file with the name of the region which is in the Tableau, which is in the Tableau maps. Okay. Then you can start creating thematic maps. So if you take, for example, the number of robberies in 2004, and you do like this, 2004, and you do, give me 1 more second. Shit. Sorry, I have to change to Italian menu, because I will tell you later what is the problem. No, give me. The problem is that the English version of Tableau doesn't recognize the commas as decimal separator, and here, as you can see, we have commas. It's 90,5, and this is not recognized by the English version. So I use now the Italian, and it will work, because in Italian this is working. So I do the same geographic rule, country region. Okay, I go back here, territory on the map, and automatically recognizes and matches the regions, the name of the region. Now this, it's not working. I've been using this file millions of times. Give me 1 more second. Let me try once more, please. Sorry for this, but I've been using also yesterday. Probably the change between English and Italian created some problem to the tool. I don't know why. Excel. Censura pin. This is... Okay, let's see if it works now. I transform it from decimal to integer. So let's see if it works. And this is state region. And this is this, and this is... Okay, so I take this, and as you can see, he's doing some kind of thematic map in the sense that the biggest it is the number, and the biggest it is the dot. But of course, you will be able to choose to create a thematic map of regions. You will be able to change the colors. You will be able to change the number of classes and so on. So you can modify as you wish. Okay, and you have the thematic map. You can have, if you bring this on, this on labels, you will have the labels. If you want to change or create a new index, for example, this index is wrong because we said that Piemonte has not 91 robberies, but it has 91 robberies per 100,000 inhabitants. So if we want to know the real number of robberies, we should divide the total population of Piemonte by 100,000 and multiply 91 by this. So we cannot do with this file, but we also need the population if we want the total number of robberies. Otherwise, the description of this map will be thematic map of Italy, depending on the number of robberies per 100,000 people. So it's important to be sure to give the right information. And especially, I will talk about this in the future, but in the next lessons. But usually people is creating a thematic map, copying the thematic map in the Word document describe or in the thesis or whatever. But you have to remember that someone else, different from you, that haven't prepared the thematic maps, has to understand the thematic map. So if you want that someone different from you understand the thematic maps, you have to go through a good title, a good descriptions of the legend, what is 11 and what is 2017. You have to describe and tell, for example, the year. This is 2004, but here we have also 2018 and so on. So you have to be prepared to describe very well what you are producing, because otherwise only you will understand, and someone else who has to judge will not understand and will judge your work not in the correct way. So it's very important that you create good thematic maps and very well described thematic maps with well described legenda, with well described period, with well described type of data that you have been using. Okay, it's easy here to create compound indicators or attributes. So for example, you could do 2018 minus 2004 minus 2004. Okay, and this is a new index that you are creating and that you can use to create a thematic map of this of the region. So you can create any indicator you want using Tableau, internally in Tableau. Otherwise, you have to remember that the other opportunity, if you have to do some, let's say, complicated things, is to create new indicators here in Excel. So for example, you can do, for example, give me a second, I want to share all the screen. Okay, you can do, let's say, 2018 minus, sorry, you can do 2018 equal to 2018 minus 2004 divided 2004 by 100. You know what is this? This is the percentage of increase or decrease between 2004 and 2018. We will go through these formulas in one of the next lessons. Now it's important that you understand that you can create increase 04 underscore 18. So the new field. So it means that from 2004 to 2018, there is a decrease of the robberies of 43%. So minus 43% of robberies. And if you know something of Excel, you know that you can do something like this. And this is copying the formula in all the regions. So we have regions that has a decrease, and we have region with high increase. So for example, in Trentino Alto Adige, high increase of robberies. Almost all of them have decreased. Some of them has a little increase. For example, Toscana and so on. So what I meant is that you can create new attributes inside the Excel file, and then you can import it in Tableau, the Excel file, and create thematic maps. It's up to you in the sense that if you can imagine, or if you have done a project and you know that you have this data, but you also need population, so you find the population data and you insert the population here, and you start imagining some complex index or some index that you need for your project, probably it's better to create it in Excel and then have all these indexes in Excel and then import in Tableau. The other interesting, let's say, thing in Tableau is this. It is that it is that you can import okay, it is, for example, regarding Italy, in Italy we have regions, we have provinces, and we have municipalities. So 3 different administrative boundaries layers. In Tableau, regarding Italy, there are only regions and provinces. There are no municipalities, but you can import a boundary file. So, for example, here, I have the municipality of my region. So I can do something like this. I do it from the beginning. As you can see here, you can import an Excel file or a spatial file. If I go to spatial file, as you can see here, KML, shape, Esri shape, map info, tab, and whatever. Let's go to KML. Let's go to binaries. And if I take the geometry, as you can see, in the region Friuli Venezia Giulia, we now have the municipality boundaries. So you can, if you have areas where you don't have the detailed map, administrative map, but you can download it from Census or from other things, you can import them in without any problem here, okay, in Tableau. Okay, as regards Tableau, I would stop here. I don't want to tell you more, but just to give you an idea of the type of tool we will be using, okay? The second tool is Google Maps. You will say that you know Google Maps, and of course you know Google Maps. Okay, all of you know Google Maps. What you probably, how many of you have been using Google My Maps? How many of you have been using Google My Maps, which is an option that Google Maps allows to create maps, to create thematic maps, to share maps with others, and so on? How many of you know Google My Maps?
So we rarely use it.
Sorry?
It depends upon our like requirement of the subject. If there is a need, we use it. It is like we use it quite rarely.
So
Not that
some of
frequent.
you has already been using it, but not all of you, okay? So I would like to show you how Google My Maps is working. Very few people know about it, but I think that for very easy things, very easy geomarketing analysis, it's a tool that I suggest to use. I really suggest to use. So let me go back to here. So first of all, you need also in this case, as I've done with Tableau, I will go very quickly to some of the functionalities, and then in the following lessons, we will do function by function, the things that I need, that you need to know very well. So first of all, you need to be in Google Maps with your Gmail account. Otherwise, it will not allow you to go to My Maps. Let's go to My Maps. You have places that you have saved, places that you have visited, or maps that you created. Let's create a new map. When you create a new map, you have a different interface. You can create the map anywhere in the world, of course. You have a title. You can give a title. You can have lots of different layers. Let's say that this is university site. And you can add pinpoints. You can add lines or areas. So let's say that university. Okay. These are some sites of the University of Udine. You can choose that one of these and move it. You can add it to this layer. So if you do like this, this particular site of the university has been added to your layer. Let's see, this one also I want to add. And then this is where I am in this moment, add. Okay. So let's say that these are the ones that I wanted to have in my map, sample. And then I want to add a new layer. So add a layer. You probably have it in English. I have it in Italian anyway. Add a layer. Travel. I want to prepare a map. This map is not sample, but it's students from abroad in Udine. I already have it, but when some students are coming to study here or to do the thesis here, I share with these students a map where I have all the things that I suggest them to services or things like that. So station. Railway station. So this is the railway station, and I add it to the map. So this is a travel, and this is the bus station somewhere here. Okay, this is the bus station, and I add it to the map. And then, I don't know, a bus stop close to the university. Okay, that doesn't matter. And then I have University Mensa or something else, I don't know. Anyway, let's say that this is a Mensa of the university, and this is another Mensa of the university. Okay, so now I created this map. I can modify the style of this of these objects, can modify the colors, can modify whatever. And then when I finished, I can share this map with anyone who has a Gmail account. So I can add here the number, the name, or I can copy the link in order to send it to the students that are coming to the city. So of course, you can create more interesting maps. Let's go back here and, for example, I don't know. Okay, this was a map that we started creating for the municipality of Udine for the project of the electric scooter. So what we have here, all the campuses of the university, which are these areas. So I haven't showed with you before, but you can also create areas and draw areas, not only points. Hospital, railway station, and all the bike sharing places. So these are the bike sharing in Udine. So in Udine there is bike sharing, and when you plan to insert a scooter sharing, you probably have to take care also of this. But there are lots of other types of maps. For example, incredible, I lost my maps. I lost the map of New York. Incredible. Okay, here. No, I don't know. I plan to go to New York for holidays, and before going there, I try to organize the things I want to visit, depending on different topics. So something regarding basket, something regarding museum, something regarding gospel, something regarding Nike stores, and so on. So you insert the things that you want to visit, and then, for example, you share it with your family. I work all day long. I don't have time to discuss this with my family, with my wife, and with my daughter, and so on. And so I share this map with them, and they can modify it. They can say, okay, the first day we do this, this, and this. And in all these objects, you can add information. So this is a first very simple way to use Google My Maps. But there are more interesting things. So now let's take a break of 10 more minutes, and then we will come back to Google My Maps, and we will start seeing how to import import data and how to create thematic maps. So let's have a break, and then we'll be back in 10 minutes. 10:15, I will be back. Are there some questions? Okay, when we are back, if there are questions, you let me know.